Today we're going to be talking about tolerance. Tolerance in the social web, social networking, blogging world, and anywhere online. Tolerance is all about accepting and allowing other people to have different views and opinions other than your own. There's a lot of this going on in the internet. Quite a lot of people get very irate and upset because other people dare to state different opinions, different points of view than their own within their comments. It's almost though they'd like to think that their points of view are sacrosanct and nobody else is allowed to say a totally different alternative attitude to whatever they're trying to say. But why is this? Why do people always think that their attitude and their point of view and their opinions and the way they see the world is the best way? It isn't necessarily so. It would be a much nicer place if we all learned to accept that not everybody thinks the same way. We all have different opinions. We all view the world in our own capacity, but it doesn't have to comply with everybody else's way of thinking. A lot of hate happens because of people getting riled up about other people's points of view. There are some people who like to take delight in undermining and making other people's lives a misery because they have a view of the world that is not the same as everybody else. And therefore they take this vitriol out in a troll-like manner on other people's posts and social media updates. This is a total lack of tolerance. Only the other day I had somebody go on at me about what they thought of what was happening in today's society. It was unfortunately nothing to do with what I had written in my post, and there could be construed as spam as well as being a troll. But I had a little think about this and realised he had to get it off his chest. He really needed to have his say. And I hope that once he'd finished and submitted his comments, he felt a little better than he did before. And even though I actually didn't publish his comment, I did think about it very hard, whether it was something I could maybe adapt, edit, so that he would have his say. But in the end, no, I did delete it because it really wasn't fitting in with what my blog was saying. Now, you could call that intolerance. Maybe that is intolerance, because everybody is entitled to have their say, but there are levels of what you can accept and what you can allow. Because part of tolerance is learning to ignore stuff that is irrelevant or acknowledge what other people, their point of view and what they have to say. So how you answer these people, you need to have various tools to hand. You need to have empathy, sympathy, understanding, acceptance, of course, as mentioned before, a willingness to see their point of view, maybe an indulgence of allowing them to have their beliefs, have their way they see the world, and being broad-minded to accept that people have a different point of view from you. They see the world a different way. They do not necessarily envisage everything exactly how you do. Now, if everybody was tolerant, there would be far less hate, far less nastiness, far less negativity in the social web. But unfortunately, this isn't the case. And whenever we come across this kind of intolerance, we need to counteract it with our own tolerance. And the more we are tolerant, the more we are positive, the more we are forthcoming and kind, hopefully this will eventually counteract anything nasty and horrid that is undermining people and their existence within the web.